What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today we're going to go over an update on SNDL. It's got earnings coming up. Check it out. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into this video here. We got some good stuff to go over here on SNDL. I want to go over some of the stuff because I've made a couple videos on this, and so far my analysis have been, look, on point, like on point. I've taken some slack in the comment section on a couple of them, and some people have agreed with me, and so far we've been right. Those of us who have agreed. So we're going to jump into this and we're going to look a little bit deeper because we do have earnings coming up on March 17th. All right, SNDL will be reporting earnings on March 17th. They're going to have their Q4 and all of 2020 to upload, right, to go over with shareholders. So that's going to happen March 17th. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over a few little stats, and then we're going to jump into the charts. Right before we do me a quick favor, smash that like button for me and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. All right, make sure you hit that notification bell so you're alerted every single time I upload my videos. Now on SNDL, one of the things that we need to know is the float. Okay, the short float on SNDL right now is 6.94%. all right, and you got a float of 1.07 billion. All right, so it's a big float. Now SNDL's current revenue is $51.37 million or so, and their current debt is $90.6 million. So that's a big chunk of debt that they have there. All right, everybody's been saying, oh, they don't have any debt, they don't have any debt. Well, from what I see here, I do see some debt on the books here, and it's actually more than the revenue that they are currently, having. Now, their cash on hand is somewhere around $19.4 million. So that's not a whole lot of cash. This is why you keep seeing offering after offering after offering. They're diluting these shareholders because they need to raise capital. They need to raise capital. So that's why you keep seeing all these offerings. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump in the charts. We're going to see what the price action has been, where we might go from here, and it's all going to probably be like a big deal for March 17th when they report their earnings. Now let's go ahead and jump into the chart right here and right now. Now here you see you have the SNDL daily chart. All right, this is the SNDL daily chart. We have been over this chart quite a few times. All right, and one of the things that we need to notice is that we still are, if you look at this 60-minute chart, we are still in this downtrend resistance. We're still in that downtrend. Here, I'll show you on this trade ideas chart right here really quickly. We'll go ahead and mark up a downtrend so you can see what I'm talking about, all right? Now, as I'm doing that, I need you to check out my Patreon. All right, in the comment section and in the description section. If you enjoy this type of content, I would really love to make more of these in-depth videos on stock profiles, but I need more time for that. In order for me to have more time for that, I need to reach 100 Patreons, okay? So go ahead and check out my Patreon down there and help me reach 100. It's not going to be very difficult at all to get there if we all collaborate together, and you will be getting a whole lot of value for becoming a Patreon. You'll even get access to a Discord, okay? So here you have the downtrend resistance line on SNDL. As you can tell, it's still intact. It is still intact. I mean, and if we go out further, how much further do you want to go, right? The line is still intact, okay? If you want to keep it, somewhat recent, you can zoom in here and you'll see that it's still intact. All right. This downtrend resistance line has not changed. Quick little pop near it, rejected. Quick pop to it, rejected. So as long as this downtrend resistance line is holding up, you can expect further downside potentially on SNDL. Now, the other thing we want to look at here is going to be on the daily. We do have a couple key levels here. We've talked about many of these key levels holding up as resistance, like the 150s, as you can see. We've talked about it here on the channel, and so far it has not been able to get up over it, right? People averaging down galore, but this thing is not being able to get up over 150. If it ever does get up over 150 and holds, well then, you have a shot there at a bounce back to $2, but so far it's not looking very likely. Right now, your next level of defense potentially is going to be right in front of this 50-day moving average, this blue line right here on the daily. That's my 50-day moving average. And you have this previous pivot low right here at about 110, okay? You have that pivot low right there around 110, which coincides with this price action from back here. You see these previous bottoms before we moved up further? Well, that is pretty much kind of like your last level of defense there between 110 to like 104, where that 50-day moving average lies. If this SNDL breaks underneath that, then guys, I'd have to imagine we're going into the 80-cent area where those warrants are still at. So I wouldn't think that it would go underneath that. They'll let it do that, but you never know, right? It could be pretty difficult. Now, something that's not difficult at all is smashing that like button for me. So make sure you do that. Smash the like button for me. It really goes a long way in helping out the channel with the algorithm and growing, all right? Also, I want you to let me know where you think SNDL might go next. Now, look, if SNDL gets down here and bounces off of this dollar to like $5 area, or maybe even this $10 area, these previous supports and resistance, maybe you get a shot here and you start to establish a channel. We talked about establishing a channel in one of my last videos on SNDL. And I mentioned that we had two opportunities for a channel. One would be between 120 to about 150, but we've broken, well, we're at 120 right now. If we break underneath that, then I think the next channel is probably going to be in the neighborhood of, I want to say, $1.05 to maybe like $1.12, maybe something like that. You know, we can see a channel there, a little channel. But if it does end up, in fact, breaking underneath $1, you know, then at that point, you come here to the chart, you could see potential support at the 90-cent area. Okay, see his previous lows here, his previous top here, previous top here. That's potential, you know, another zone. Outside of that, you know, you have a pivot, an old pivot right here. You see this old pivot right here at 80 cents. You have that, and we talked about some warrants last time that were in that area. I think they started off at 80 cents and moved up to $1.30, $1.20, something like that. I don't remember the video. You could see that be the next level. And I would think that that would kind of be like at least a temporary bottom on SNDL. I don't think they would let it get underneath that. Could be wrong. This is simply just opinions, not financial advice. So that's what I would be looking at. Look, I hold no position on SNDL. I hold zero position on SNDL. As a matter of fact, I have, when it comes to investing, okay, or long-term swings, I have my Roth IRA. I have an M1 finance account, and then I have this account right here that I've started last year that you see right here, okay? I have no investments in SNDL. I have no position in SNDL, and honestly, I have no desire to open a position in SNDL, but I know a lot of my subscribers are in SNDL, and I know some of my friends are in SNDL because they bought into the hype. And, you know, I told them what I thought were my thoughts on SNDL on this day right here, and no one listened. So I keep pumping out these videos because I know they can be helpful for some people. Now, that's what I think. I think we're more likely to get down there and test that 50-day moving average at this point than obviously of getting over 150. Barring any crazy news, like something out of this world that I don't see happening, right? Barring anything like that, I think personally, my opinion is that we will get down to that 50-day moving average a whole lot easier than it will be for it to break or even test the 150 area. Today is Thursday, March 4th, 11:45 a.m. And my thoughts are that we will probably get down there and test that 50-day moving average. I have to think, I don't know, by midweek next week at the latest. At the latest, midweek next week. I mean, potentially. It's very possible. It's very, very possible, depending on today's price action as well. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm bearish or bullish on SNDL. I'm neutral on SNDL. I am Switzerland. I have no dog in that fight. Zero. I don't care if SNDL goes up or down, honestly speaking, because I have no position in it. I would prefer people not lose money, but that's irrelevant. It's always, there's always going to be somebody that loses on a trade, right? So on SNDL, I think that we'll see that dollar area tested long before it ever gets to 150. And if that dollar area breaks underneath and SNDL gets under $1, it's going to be painful. It's going to be a very painful few months I would imagine, for SNDL holders. It's that simple to me. To me, it is that simple. But something that's a lot simpler is for you to let me know what your thoughts are on SNDL. Leave them in the comment section below, all right? Make sure you check out the links. You got trade ideas down there, 15% off, coupon code. You have that in the comment section along with, like I said, my Patreon. And if you are an active trader and day trade every day and want to check us out, the daytraderchatroom.com, 5 days for $5. Or if you're new to the market, the free course is down there in the comment section and in the description section as well. All right, let me know your thoughts on SNDL. I really look forward to speaking with you in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching and smashing that like button, and I'll catch you on the next one.